I'm Adam, your go-to tech consultant. Today, we are diving into a topic that's crucial for anyone considering creating an app for their business. Before you rush into building a mobile app, let's talk about some of the things you need to consider. First of all, let's quickly clarify the difference between a website, mobile app, web app, and progressive web app. Websites are static or dynamic pages accessible through a browser. They are usually informational and are designed for a content consumption, such as reading articles or finding contact information. Web apps are more interactive and functionally richer than websites. They also run in a browser and are accessible via a URL, but unlike a traditional website, a web app behaves more like a fully featured application. For example, think of Facebook's web app. Users can create a content like posts, edit them, interact with other users through comments, likes, and shares, and even manage settings all within the browser. This level of interaction goes beyond simple information display, offering a dynamic content and real-time user engagement without needing to install anything on the device. Mobile apps are applications that you download and install from an app store. They run directly on your device, not in a browser, and can take full advantage of hardware features like GPS, camera, push notifications, etc. And the last one, progressive web apps. They try to combine the best of both worlds. They look like mobile apps, but they are much more closer to web apps, and I have to say they have some limitations. Okay, so let's talk about why you should really consider whether you need to build a mobile app instead of a web app. First up, developing a mobile app is often more expensive than developing a web app. Mobile apps require specialized expertise, and there are fewer experts in mobile development than in web development, making them more expensive. Another factor contributing to the cost is that you will likely need to develop for two separate platforms, iOS and Android. Depending on the technology you choose, this could mean writing and maintaining two completely different code bases. Alternatively, you could go with a hybrid approach where one code base is shared, but even then, each platform has its own quirks that you need to account for during development. Another important difference between mobile and web apps is the speed of deploying changes. Imagine you discover a bug in your application. Something is not working as it should be, and trust me, this will happen. With a web app, you can fix the bug and immediately deploy the solution for all users. But with a mobile app, the process is more complicated. You usually need to upload a new version of the app to both the Android and iOS store. The app must go through the store's review process, which can take several days, and after that, users still need to update the app on their devices. This applies not only to bug fixes, but also to adding new features. Disadvantage of mobile apps is also the download barrier. To use a mobile app, users need to take an extra step of downloading it. Just like asking for too much information during a registration process can scare off potential users, requiring a download can discourage people from even trying your app. Studies show that users consider downloading an app as a commitment, and they are hesitant to do so unless they see a long-term value. For instance, if someone is just searching for a new house, they are more likely to browse listings online rather than downloading an app and possibly register for a service they will only use once in 10 years. Another challenge with mobile apps is a content discoverability. Let's stick with the new house example. If you have a mobile app where users post real estate listings, the content from your app won't show up in search results when someone Googles houses for sale in Texas. This makes your app harder to discover through search engines. You will need to find other ways to optimize for visibility, known as SEO. You want to make some cash, right? Well, when you sell something through a mobile app, you will be charged extra fees from app stores. Both Apple and Google takes a percentage of any in-app purchases, which can eat into your profits. So if your business model involves selling through the app, this is a cost you need to consider. Now, I don't want this to sound like a rant against mobile apps. They definitely have their strengths. Mobile apps are irreplaceable for complex tasks like video editing. Think of apps like CapCut. You don't want a video editor running in a browser on your device. Mobile apps can offer better performance and more reliable progress saving. They can work offline and they are also much more convenient to use. From simply tapping an icon to open them, to running in the background and taking advantage of gestures specific to touchscreens like pinch to zoom, swipe gestures or long presses. And of course, mobile apps can make use of phone features like GPS, push notifications, video recording and offline access to the content. While some of these features can be used in web apps, they are often more convenient and reliable in mobile apps. For example, GPS accuracy can be much more worse in web apps compared to the mobile apps. Push notifications were once a big selling point for mobile apps, but overuse of notifications has led to users disabling them or even uninstalling apps entirely. So, while notifications can still be a major advantage, they need to be used wisely to avoid annoying your users. So, to sum it up, mobile apps are awesome and I personally use many of them. But if you are building a prototype for your service or startup, or you need to quickly and affordably launch new features and test how people use your app, I recommend going with a web app, or maybe a progressive web app. If you need to help to decide whether you should build a mobile app or not, book a free discovery session with me today. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe button for more content like that. See you guys in the next video.